Hey guys, it's Justin again. I'm in my car. I'm at my local GameStop because Fallout comes out tonight. I'm not buying it, but I bought it already, but I'm not picking it up physically. That's not what this is about. I wasn't gonna do this. I was actually talked out of this a couple of times by a few people, and I still think that I agree that it's probably in bad taste to do a video like this. And I think it's in bad taste to perpetuate this kind of nonsense. But I try to stay away from the community drama. I don't really like it. I don't really have an interest in it. I build robots because I like building robots. I don't watch all the TV shows. I don't care about all the TV shows. I have a lot of close friends in this hobby. And that's it. I don't care if people like my builds. I don't care if they don't like my builds. I don't care if people subscribe to my channel or anything like that. But one thing I don't like to see is when people take advantage of other people, especially those people that are close to me within this hobby. I'm going to put you out there because I don't agree with what you're doing. Mashar, Flash. I'm going to call you Mashar because you have a name. You're more than your online alias. You left the hobby over a year ago for your own personal reasons, and those aren't my reasons to put out in public air. And I have no intentions of doing so. You know why you left, and a lot of other people know why you left. Let's not misconstrue this. Let's not paint this picture that you were a victim here, because that's what you're doing. You're not a victim. You left the hobby because you did something wrong, and now you're trying to paint yourself as the victim to get people to feel sorry for you and support you, even though the people that have supported you from the beginning, you have essentially shit all over. And one of these people is a very close friend of mine, and I'm not going to put him on blast out there. That's between you and him. But people have given you a lot of things, be it airbrushes, painting supplies, kits, diorama supplies, compressors, things like that. You've actually done really well in this hobby considering how much you've actually spent doing it. And for you to turn around and rather than return those things as they were given to you, you sold them. And this rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And you burned a lot of bridges when you left. Let's just leave it at that. And you burned my bridge a long time before that. If you recall, you were out of camera for a while, and I sent you a camera. And no thank yous, no nothing. You just complained about it and how it didn't do the things that you wanted it to do. Instead of going, hey, this guy sent me a free goddamn camera. How about a little bit of gratitude? It's not about thanking me. It's just about being thankful in general. Nobody has to give you anything. Nobody has to do anything for you. I understand that this can be a potentially expensive hobby, and I understand that not everybody has the funds to do it, but that's what makes a hobby a hobby. You handle life's hurdles, and you handle what life throws at you, and then with whatever money you have left, you're free to spend however you see fit, or you can save it. And that's what makes this a hobby, is that nobody does this professionally as a job unless you work for a magazine in Japan. Nobody builds Gunpla as a fucking job. You can't put that on an application. But anyway, you burned a lot of bridges when you left. You burned a lot. And I think a lot of people were glad to see you gone. And normally I'm not the type of person to say, oh man, I'm glad this person is gone from the community, because I am of the belief that if somebody enjoys something, whether it be snap building Gunpla, whether it be painting Gunpla, whether it be buying Gunpla and putting in a stack on a shelf, I really don't care. It doesn't pertain to me. I enjoy the hobby at my own capacity, just as you do, just as anybody else does. And they all have the same right to post and share their collections and their works in any way that they want. That's fine. I don't care. But you didn't fund your own hobby. You didn't contribute positively to the hobby. And then you left. And a lot of people, like I said, were glad to see you gone. And I'm not going to say that I was glad to see you gone. I don't want to see anybody leave the hobby. The bigger it is, the better, I think. The more people that are involved, the more likely it is to grow, and the more likely we are to find more experienced modelers and show the world that this is a real hobby, that this is a real scale modeling hobby, that there's a room for this. This is more than just Bandai's way of selling toys. But you came back with this sob story that you had been wronged and that all these horrible things happened to you and that you wanted people to fund your hobby while funding their own hobby. Like, what universe are you from? I just saw your blog post, and it's just like, let it go, Mashar. Let it go. If you honestly want to do the right thing, and you honestly want people to appreciate the things that you do, stop doing what you're doing. If you honestly want to do the right thing, you honestly don't care whether or not people support you, put a link to your Patreon down below. Put a link to your Amazon wishlist below, and just don't talk about it. People don't watch videos to go, man, I wonder where I can spend $5 on Patreon today. And your Patreon goals are I think they're a little bit silly, but that's just me. That's my opinion. I have a Patreon. I don't get I get support on it from 2 people, and I think it's public on there, so if you even bother to go or you care to go look, you can go look. I'm not going to disclose all that information. I feel that's incredibly unprofessional. But I use Patreon as a tip jar. If people want to throw me a couple dollars, they are more than welcome to do that. And I use any money that I get on my Patreon towards things in the hobby. It's not like I get $5 on Patreon a month and I go, oh man, I wonder what I can buy with this, and go buy like video games or something stupid like that. No, that's not what it's for. And like it, having a Patreon is fine, but begging people for things is not fine. And painting yourself like you have been wronged when you are the one who was in the wrong is not okay. When you came back into this hobby, I was like, okay, cool, he's going to start fresh. And you didn't. You have to come back with the mentality that you have never been here before. You don't know anything about this hobby. That's what you have to do. You have to start over. You have to assume that nobody knows who the hell you are, and you have to start brand fucking new. If you saw a brand new YouTuber who would put a fucking Patreon link at the bottom of their video, would you send them $5 just because they snap built a kit? No, you wouldn't. Because I know that you wouldn't. Nobody would. It's dumb. You don't do that. So you either have to come back and acknowledge what you've done as wrong and atone for the things that you've done and earn the trust and respect back that you lost, or you have to start over brand new and act like nobody knows who you are. You have to start brand new. You can't do it in the middle. That's not how it works, Mashar. I'm sorry. And as for this whole meme post, I don't know, your blog post felt very directed, and I can pinpoint a lot of the people that it's about, but I feel like there's parts in there that are about me, and I don't really appreciate it. I mean, honestly, you are nobody, and I don't really give a shit, but I don't like that I have been one of the people that has reached out to you and that has helped you, and you potentially shit all over me, and I'm not okay with that. I don't think anybody's going to take you for your word, because you don't really have much of a word to go on. I don't think anybody, besides a handful of people, trust you or like you. You know, I think that, to contradict the thing that you said in your Facebook post when you decided to quit again is, you shouldn't judge me by my actions. And coincidentally, I think that that's what you should judge people on, Mashar. You should judge people on their actions. I can tell you that I'm not an asshole. But if I'm an asshole, I'm an asshole. That, telling people not to judge you by your actions is the dumbest thing you could possibly ever say. Ever. You judge people solely on their actions. You don't judge people on their appearance. You don't judge people on their race. You don't judge people based on their sexual preferences. You entirely judge people on their actions. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. If you could stab somebody in the face and say that you had good intentions, it doesn't matter. You still stab somebody in the face. You can't take that back. You 100% judge people on their actions, and you have been judged on yours, Mashar. I'm sorry, but you have to either atone for what you've done or drop it and let it go. And I think you building robots off to your own is the best thing that you can do for a while, because I think that you are a little too emotional to participate actively and openly in this hobby for a little bit. And I think that you need to do a little bit of soul searching. You need to find out what it is you do want from this hobby and what it is you want from this community, and then bring something to the table to push things in that direction. So that's all I got to say, man. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to all my viewers who are going to see this, but I don't know, I'm just mad. And this has been on my mind for a little while. So I'm going to go and drink some tea. Oh, last thing before I go, I know some people aren't going to be too happy about this. I am moving tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to South Carolina, from the eastern shore of Virginia to South Carolina. I am traveling 9 hours in a car. And the saddest thing that I can say about this is there was not enough room for any kits. So this channel is not going to be dead. What I've done is I've shot a lot of Tutorial Tuesday videos. A lot of them. Excuse me. I'm going to edit them. I'm going to post them on a bi-weekly basis like I have been. I've been using the YouTube's scheduling function. It's really nice for that. That way you guys don't get swarmed with content. I know that that doesn't really seem like a problem for a lot of people, but I'd like to space it out so that there's not like an overflow of information all at once. That way you guys have a little bit of time to process and practice and things like that. But I do, like I said, I do have some videos coming. I have a tuxedo fitting in December, which will be done back here. I'm going to be coming back. Hopefully my car will be fixed, and I will be able to bring some kits and my paints and stuff with me, and I can begin working on stuff again until the baby's born, and then I can take my actual break, which during that downtime I will be working on things. I just won't be painting. But I'm sorry that this video had to go on as long as it did, and I'm sorry that this video was about the subject that it was about. I really hate talking about stuff like this, and I really hate being an asshole like this on the video. On the video. Wow, what am I, 80? But I'm glad I got it off my chest. So, I love you all, and hopefully you guys stick around. There's plenty of exciting things to come. But for now, as far as whips and stuff like that, we're going to be a little stagnant just for a little bit. But I will be coming back with a vengeance, don't you worry. Lots and lots and lots to learn. Otherwise, you can follow my team over on Facebook. You can follow my Gunpla TV compatriots over on Jim's channel and on the the Gunpla Patriots. Wow. the Gunpla TV Facebook page. So that's a good way to keep up with everybody. Hopefully you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Hopefully everybody who's getting Fallout enjoys it. I know I will be. Again, I love you guys, and I'll see you real soon.